Welcome, Miller's Monsters, and I'm Mr. Beelzebub. This here is Echo. I still haven't decided on the stage name yet. She's not facing the camera. There you go. They can see your face. That's nice. Behind me is Bagger P, the Scully, and I have a haunted home for you. More to the line is a haunted bed and breakfast, and it's called the Farnsworth House Inn. And it was built around sometime around 1812, and it was a tourist shop back then, and it's in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. We all know about the Gettysburg War and all the people that died in that war, and that's why they feel a lot of the houses and places in Gettysburg are haunted. Yeah. And so then it was bought by the bank after a few owners, and then finally bought by the Schultz family in 1972, and they own it to this day. And it is said to be one of the most haunted places in Gettysburg, but it seems every place in Gettysburg kind of has that claim to it. But before I get into all the hauntings there, and there's quite a few to be talked about, Civil War soldiers and a nurse and possibly the cook there, I'm going to give you a minute to hit the subscribe button, ring that bell, set yourself up for notifications so you don't miss another episode starring my new co-host Echo and maybe Mr. Hyde or Drac. And also, if you have a story about something that happened to you in real life, paranormal, and you want to share it with us, please send me an email. It's tim.miller@millersmonsters.com, and if you would like for me to share it, I would be more than happy to share it in a short or in a longer video, whatever it takes. And if you have video also to share, that would be great, and I would appreciate it. And I know everybody likes to hear these stories from the fans, and also I love artwork. If you have any artwork you'd like to show, pictures of Echo, if he shows his face, there, look up, there we go, there's a nice, or of me, not like this, but in costume, maybe even of Edgar P. Please feel free to email me, tim.miller@millersmonsters.com, and you'll get to see them. Okay, so a brief history of the inn. During the Battle of Gettysburg, it was occupied by Confederate forces. It was a hospital and a headquarters. You know, they developed plans there for the war, and of course cared for the wounded. That sounds good. And not that, but what he's eating. And but there were a lot of snipers in this place, and during the third day of the war, Union soldiers, where are you going, stormed the home and killed many of the snipers. And this is possibly where some of the guests that still inhabit this house came from. So the Schultz family claims that there are a whole lot of spirits there, 16 spirits that occupy the residence, and they each have their own name and personality. I'm not going to go through all 16 here and now, but it's included in that 16 is an 8-year-old boy, several soldiers, a former midwife, and somebody's big head is, oh, don't eat that. There you go, I'll get it for you. There. That way you don't, where was I? Okay, we're going to do this again. A midwife and soldiers seem to validate their claims of all the ghosts. And, of course, with the many members of the Confederate Army that died there, you know, that's why some of the apparitions of the soldiers are claimed to be seen. And you totally left, come back here. And They say that the soldiers go on about their daily duties as if they're stuck in a time loop, trying to fulfill their duties. And there have been many reports of guests hearing sounds of heavy breathing, along with strong scent of cigars, perhaps once smoked by the officers. And the guests, and this is interesting, often say that that could be attained to the midwife, but they say once they have been in bed, they're being tucked into bed by a ghost once they get under the covers. There are also ghosts that people have seen looking into the windows of the house. The Sarah Black room is the room where a ghost is most commonly seen through the window, and that room itself, is considered one of the most haunted rooms of any house. One of the more common encounters is when everything's quiet at night. Up in the attic, you can hear the sound of a Jew's harp being played, and it's thought that it's played by one of the soldiers. Come here, show your face. That doesn't want to leave his post. There's reports of disembodied footsteps. People hear somebody behind them, and of course, when they turn around, no one is there. And they say these footsteps are quite loud. Also, ghostly silhouettes. Thank you. Push my hand out of the way. Ghostly silhouettes have been seen by the patrons of the inn and employees, and they say the apparitions are visible in several rooms, but quickly vanish after making themselves known. Shadow people are seen through the corner, of your eye, and they also say that that someone is predominantly seen in the dining room, and others have witnessed guests sitting on the edge of beds, and they claim that you can see as they sit down, you can see the bed indent, like somebody is sitting down, going down, what is this, convex, concave, I think. Anyways, you can see the bed move as if somebody was sitting down on it. And there's they say a male apparition that can be seen wandering the halls as well. All right, that brings us to the cook. They say is a cook, or maybe it was just the matron of the house, and she's been seen looking at all the food stocks on the shelves, maybe trying to decide what what she wants to make for dinner. And she's known to be rude to the staff. I don't know how, but one person said that she pulled on her apron strings so hard that it almost made her fall backwards. And then there's a funny occurrence, if you can call it funny, that happened on Halloween a few years back. A radio station wanted to do a special from there, and during their what was supposed to be their special, they lost power to their equipment, and they had to string a whole bunch of extra wires and that throughout the house. And as they were doing so, they were referring to the host as Captain. And of course, they were all in blue period uniforms at the time. And it is said that this got the ghosts really excited, and they just the activity on that day was beyond anything they had ever seen before with this house. So I guess the soldiers can be provoked into action. They haven't said where. It would have been interesting if they tried this little experiment again to see if they got the same result. But there you have it. That's the ghost of the Farnsworth Inn, or Farnsworth House and Bed and Breakfast. And I hope you liked what you saw, and if you did, hit the subscribe, hit the like button, ring that bell, set yourself up for notifications so you don't miss another episode. And please tell your friends to like and subscribe as well, and they can learn how I can't talk and try and train Echo at the same time. So sorry about the little breakiness in this one. Also, I want to remind you, send that information. Send me your stories, send me your pictures. I want to hear your paranormal stories, and I want to share them with everybody on my social platforms. You can do that at tim.miller. No, scratch that. tim.millersmonsters.com. And I will, and we will, talk to you later.